Welcome to Destiny Digits. This is the life path number 8 reading. Alright, 8. So your life path number kind of tells you about the energy that you carry and the path that you can walk on in this life based on a signature that you have, right? So this signature helps you accomplish something. And so we're pretty much going to do a check-in to see where we are on that path based on the energies of 8s. 8s, you guys are powerhouses, courageous, you're builders, you're bosses, abundance, finance, wealth. That's all a part of your ambition, right? You're very influential. Typically, you're going to have a crowd because you're a leader, a manager of some sort. You know what I mean? So success is in your nature, and you're just a big thinker. So that's the energy that you carry. Let's go ahead and check in. And so row number 1 talks about where we are, right? It says right now. Right now. Stay in the present and don't get too far ahead of the flow. You'll soon trust that nothing more will come than can be handled each moment. All right, and so something, parts of our path are unknown, and the best thing that you can do in this present moment, in the space that you're in, is stay as close to the now as possible. And so why is that possible? It's because in the now, that's where we're in the flow. But when we go too far off course, we're not present, we're not seeing, we're not trusting, right? And so as things come to you, you are prepared. You don't have to go to them. You don't have to seek. You don't have to go wonder or discover. What's meant for you is coming, whether it comes with resistance and force or whether it just comes in with ease and flows. Nonetheless, you're prepared for it. So, under right now, and you have the Queen of Swords. And so this is an energy that's deliberate, an energy that has no problem making a choice, right? And so literally, the Queen of Swords sits here very calm, very cool, patient, because she has the security and the awareness of her own intellect. She knows that her mind is sound. And so anything that approaches her, she has all the tools to navigate and to decide, is this something that I have to cut out? Is this something that I have to see through? Is this something that I need to use my intuition for? Is this something like all of the fog is nothing with the Queen of Swords? Right? And so this is a sword of truth and clarity, decisiveness, right? Emotions are not scattered. Beneath the Queen of Swords, it says there's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. And so in the moment that you are in, be you, right? That's what's attractive. Somebody who can just be them no matter what, right? And it's not that energy where like, I'm going to be me, I don't care what other people think. It's not even that. Like, you don't even need the second line. Like, it's just not even necessary. It's just being me is enough, And so that's the space I live in. And there is a boundary for you, right? And so that's where they're saying, don't go too far outside of your own zone. Your zone is perfect. You have everything you need in your own camp. You don't have to go searching. Things will come to you, and every defense, every thought, everything you need to get through situations, you have it. So you can just sit and wait. Live in the right now, right? And so what is your task? As you sit in the right now, what are you being asked to do? It says detachment. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. So here it is. So that sword, that Queen of Swords, is using that sword to free self from things that falsely seem to give fulfillment. Right? And so when we plug ourselves into all these things that we feel like we have to have because they make us us, they bring us joy. It's like, imagine that you're a power cord and Starbucks is plugged into you. Fitness is plugged into you. And when I say like these things are important, but I'm talking about obsessions where if we don't have these things, we totally fall apart. Right? And so we plug ourselves into all of these things, right? What are those things that we feel make us us? And in the event that we start unplugging all those plugs from our power strip and we figure out a different way to harvest our energy, that's when things really happen. So that's what detachment is. It's really choosing what gets to take from you and why. And if every plug was removed from your power strip, are you whole? Are you fulfilled? Are you enough? And so that is your task. Remove every plug and wait for the good news to come. Underneath detachment is the Page of Wands, and that's good news, but the Page of Wands is a youthful energy, someone young. And so you have to step into this energy of wonder, of amazement. You have to be charismatic. You have to anticipate the best is going to unfold. You have to be so focused on the joy and the magic of the wand, the moment, the seed that you've just been given, that nothing else matters, right? But in order to get to that, detaching is necessary in order to see what truly fills you when you are authentically you, right? So beneath the Page of Wands, it says, when I focus on my inner light, I see the world through the lens of love. And so that wand is you. That's your energy source. That's your power. That's your life force. That's your source for creativity. It is with that wand that you manifest and create and make things exist into the world, right? That's your energy bank. And so when you focus on that, and for all the reasons why it's amazing, the world tends to look different. You see that things are really set up for your success and not your failure. So what's the difficulty here? There's something that we have to free ourselves from. The third card is liberation. It says the doubts and fears still come up. You don't believe anymore that they're you. And so liberation, this means flying high mentally. Our mindset, really trying to take it above where it was and keeping it there. So beneath liberation, we have the Five of Pentacles, which is, this could be lack mentality. This could be, 5 is a number of change and freedom. And so sometimes change is not comfortable. Sometimes change, can look a little ugly. It's not pretty, especially when others are watching and we don't have the answers and we don't always understand. But I think this is saying that even when you go through the shifts and the changes, there's got to be a level of consistency in what you believe is happening and why. Don't lose your wonder. Don't lose your curiosity. Doubts and fears are natural, but know that all things are really working in your favor. Beneath Five of Pentacles, it says, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. And so your doubts and fears, when they start to creep up, they forget that everything is happening not just for your success, but for the success of others. But you won't know that unless you can pull yourself above the small details of situations and fly high. Easier said than done, actually, right? So this is the difficult, liberating ourselves above the doubts and the fears. They come up, but we're not accepting them as us. We're not going to put on our doubt shoes. We're not going to put on our fear coat. We're not going to put on our worry hat. Like, we're not going to make a home in that space. If it comes up, it's because we're human and it should, but it's not something that we have to own and live in. And so when that happens, it's okay to pray, not just for your own outcome, not for everything you want to say in this moment, because you want to be successful, but not at the detriment of others, right? And others should be successful, but not at your detriment. And so this is saying that changes and shifts are necessary. It's a part of the journey. It's a part of the growth. And sometimes it will be uncomfortable, but I don't have to believe that this moment is forever. And that can be the difficulty here, right? And so what happens when we're in these types of spaces? Five of Pentacles, let me just say this, eight is abundant. So Five of Pentacles is like, like that's the energy that you're like anti-Five of Pentacles. You know what I mean? So this is an energy that is very uncomfortable for you. Now, you possibly could have had these moments of lack in life, right? Maybe as a child, it wasn't really because of anything you did, but you've experienced it and you know without a doubt that it had shaped your character, and it kind of has packaged the way you put yourself and present yourself into the world. So fourth card talks about what are your strengths. So we know it's difficult, but let me talk about what can help us right now. Strength, we have delusion. Intention without surrender. can be a fast path to delusion. So listen, you are totally aware that there is something bigger at play, right? You're aware that there is a divine power, a higher source, God, ancestors, spirit guides. You're aware. Why? Because you set intentions, because you have a vision, because you understand that you're not working alone. But the problem is that if you truly understand that, then a 10 of Wands is not the energy that you should ever be moving in, right? The 10 of Wands is about being overwhelmed, being burdened. And so what happens when we think that we're in lack, we tend to work extra. But this is really knowing that our worth is our worth all the time, no matter what the moment. And so we never have to become a slave to our journey, right? And so this could have been a mentality of a past, but it has to be a shift made in order to see the change and the gain in the future. And so let me just say this. We started this with the Queen of Swords. There's only one sword here. The rest of the energies are wands and pentacles. And so that one sword, that one shift of perception and perspective, the ability that you have to make the mental adjustment is what changes where your energy goes and what you see your energy create and manifest. It is just a mindset. That's what this is. And when you change your mind, your energy will shift. It will change because you're understanding something from an elevated perspective, right? So when we're talking about setting your intention, beautiful. You set your intention, but you don't set it and then go pick up and then go become burdened by the journey. No. When we're setting our intention, it's because we realize that this is a two-man game. I'm talking basketball for just a moment, so forgive me. But imagine you're playing 2-on-2. It's you, you're player one, but who's your second player? That's the divine, right? And so when you set your intention, you're intending for your teammate to come through for you in ways that you know you are not able. So why then would you go and step into the realm of your divine's area and pick up everything that you are naturally obligated to do in your own realm? It's almost like, listen, you have to trust that your partner is going to come through. And so this energy of the 10 of Wands, it's really not going to work in what comes next, right? This has to end. And 10 means that a cycle is ending and a new one can begin. And so it is an energy that you step into, right? It is a new energy that you have to step into. This is really about repackaging your energy with just one thought. With just one thought. That's being authentic and true and knowing that you have value, you have worth. You know, you're not going to lack, you're not going to lose. You can hope, you can dream, you can pray. You know, you can step in and engage in this life without feeling like it's weighing you down, right? And so surrender to source, surrender to the divine intervention that's available to us all, right? Because if we're saying we have faith, we have hope, we know something is coming through for us, but we're still stressing and slaving and burdening ourselves like crazy, then we're not living what we're saying. So that one change in thought is going to shift your behavior. Beneath the 10 of Wands, it says, my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So when the outside world is burdened and stressed, it's because inside we believe that is the value, that is what is needed in order to avoid these lacks, these 5 of Pentacles. But that's when the doubts and the fears are running us from the inside, and then it's running us on the outside, right? So when we change that thought from within and we realize that what's for us is for us, what's coming my way is for me, I can always expect good news. I don't have to attach to all these superficial things that I think are feeding me. I am enough with just me, nothing plugged in. I am just me, and I am enough in that, right? And so what is the goal? What happens when you learn to change your mind and redirect your energy? What does that mean? What does that look like here? Your goal, we have self-love. It says, let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. So all of the ways in which others failed us, neglected us, abandoned us, did not get us right. This is our moment to get it right. That's what that means. But when they got us wrong, we almost believed that that was our worth and value, that they actually were getting us right, right? We actually believed that when they were getting us wrong, we believed that was right for a period of time, but then things shift and our behavior shifts. And so self-love means I am my parent. I will care for me. I will give me everything I want, everything I desire. I will listen to me. I will be patient. I will be honest, right? I will be supportive, right? And so this means being your own mom, being your own dad, right? Being what you didn't have, and loving you in all the ways that you didn't receive that. And when you know that you naturally were always deserving of that, you go from the 10 of Wands to the 3 of Wands. Look at the posture change. 10 of Wands is like head down, can't see what's ahead. Like, I just got to keep growing because I don't want to go back to that 5 of Pentacles. But 3 of Wands is like, yo, I already know what time it is. I know who I am. I know what I possess. I already know what I've gained. I know my value. I know my worth. And so I need to be mindful of how I jump in. I'm expecting things to come in. But hey, I might just jump in and mix things up a little bit, right? Because I can do that. I'm not going to lose. I don't have to slave. I can plan. I can have a vision about my own expansion. I can be creative. I can be expressive, right? 3 of Wands is like doing something with your magic. Beneath the 3 of Wands, it says, my energy creates my reality. What I focus on is what I will manifest. So when we focus on lack and burdens, unfortunately, we experience that. But when we know that we are worth more than that, and somebody just got it wrong and we believed it for a very short period of time, then we jump into our own expansion, the 3 of Wands, right? And it was just the mindset change. Let's look at the bottom of each deck. To the far right, at the bottom of the first deck, we have Divine Source. Yo, that is your two-man game. It says, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all. And so our parents got us wrong. The people who were supposed to get us right, they got us wrong. Right? People who we put our trust in to do us right at some point got us wrong. The divine does not walk as humans walk. That's not going to happen. So there's a level of trust that you just naturally have to have, and it should affect the way you move in this life. There is confidence and courage attached to the energy that you put out because you already know where your source comes from. The divine is your plug. Like you want for nothing. You know, at the bottom of the tarot deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So you go from the Queen of Swords, controlling your mind, to the Queen of Pentacles, controlling your money. Right? When I change my mind, I can change what I have in this world. I can change what I create. There's a white rabbit almost talks about, how abundant this Queen of Pentacles can take that one seed and it's almost and triple it, quadruple it. She can manifest, she can create. It's beautiful, it's amazing. It's almost like two things, bunnies it's like fertility. They procreate and grow and expand. But then it's also like pulling a rabbit out of a hat. It's like, how is she doing that? What is that magic? It's like you've gained your stroke. You found your sweet spot, right? And it took you loving yourself in ways you were never loved and realizing that you were always worthy of that for you to understand life is really set up for your success. Don't believe the history of what you've been through. Beneath the Queen of Pentacles, it says, I create mindful moments throughout the day, reminding myself that I am love and miracles are natural. Absolutely. This is about being intentional in your ability to rely on your two-man, on your team player, right? I do my part and I wait. 3 of Wands, I wait for my ships to come in, right? And I stay in this energy of anticipating, of growing, of expanding, of desiring, of creating, of harvesting, right? I am love and miracles are natural. I am love and miracles are natural. I think that's perfect to speak to self. Now we did have 2 extra cards come out and I always like to keep them. So to the far left we have extraordinary with the beautiful peacock. It says there's a wild and impetuous uniqueness to you that deserves to be honored. Listen, there's no one like you, which is why it's so important for you to be you. Like, don't rob everybody of experiencing you, right? So be authentic, be you, unapologetically Queen of Swords, and anybody that doesn't appreciate or have time for it people, places, and things don't have to be on this journey. And this is knowing that I'm not going to lose just because I have to lose you, right? Beneath the peacock, it says, Ace of Wands. So this is a new listen, if you forgot that you were extraordinary, you're going to be reminded, right? But what we did with our gift before is not what we will do with our gift now, because now we come from a space of self-love and we understand who our other player is, right? And so when we get the Ace of Wands, when we get the new idea, when we get the new seed that reminds us or that gives us something extraordinary in this life to play with, to create, to grow, like, come on, Eights. This is amazing. Just change. It's a slight adjustment of a thought pattern, right? And it's being able to step into this Page of Wands and say, I need to relearn some things. I need to look at life a little differently, right? I need to realize that this thing is really set up for my success. Good news is coming to me, right? I don't have to attach to all these things I thought fulfilled me or thought were giving me good news. No, I just have to just be me. And good things come to me when I'm authentically and unapologetically me. You know, when you see life in a love, when you put love out there, love comes back. It just feels different. It looks different. You free yourself. You realize this thing is really working for everyone's good, right? And you don't have to work so hard. You can actually focus on your growth because you're enough. You know, how about that? You're just enough. All right, Eights, I'm hoping this was helpful. Thank you so much for stopping by. Take care.